my name is Amy Jett, and I'm an educator with Rusk. And I'm here today to show you how to create this beautiful lived-in color on your client in just 5 foils. So let's get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our bowl and we're going to combine equal parts of Rusk and Tin 6R and 5M. And we're going to mix that with a 1 to 1.5 ratio with our dedicated 20 volume Rusk and Tin developer. I'm just gonna open my bottle. I'm gonna turn my scale on so that I'm sure that I get the exact amount that I need. So like I said, I'm gonna do 1 equal part of the 6R, which is a bright, vivid red, and the 5M, which is a deep, rich mahogany. And we're just putting it directly into our bowl and adding our developer. Just about. There we go. Okay. Then we're going to mix it up. Make sure we get all those little bits incorporated because we are mixing 2 tones together and we want to make sure that they're nice and emulsified and even. And now I'm going to add the extra half part of developer in there. I like to mix it a little bit first since I am incorporating 2 tones, just to make sure I get it all in there and nice and mixed together good. Much better. Nice and creamy. You want it to kind of look like yogurt. But if you're measuring appropriately, you should get there no problem. So we're going to be doing the left side of my mannequin's head today because as you can tell, the right side is already done. So we're going to be taking just 5 foils and creating this beautiful lived-in red that we have on this side. She's kind of like a natural cinnamon brown, so I really wanted to enhance those red tones in her hair. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting with our client facing us. What's up, girl? And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a diagonal back subsection in this section. That way I can gain a lot of movement around the face without getting a root or some new growth when the hair comes back in. You want to be able to see it, but you don't want it to be able to peek out in ways you don't want it to see. So what we're going to be doing is taking a diagonal back section right here all the way up to the hairline. Make sure your section's nice and clean. And then part your hair out of the way. So as you can see, I have a nice big subsection here. And that's because I want to hide the whole hairline in her natural and then just give her that pretty pop of color right in here. That way whenever she styles her hair, it goes up and out of her face and gives you that beautiful lived-in look. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a section at a diagonal and I'm going to be taking a slice, fairly thin, you should be able to see through it. You can see my fingers back here. And we're going to lay it at a diagonal down this way into her face. And we're going to paint that whole section. And this shouldn't take you very long at all to do. This is super, super quick. And I don't go all the way up to the root, right there in zone 1. Zone 1 is just 2 inches off of the root, and then zone 2 encompasses down to about, down to about 3 inches off of that. and then zone 3 is your ends. So I'm coming off of zone 1 and just painting zone 2 and zone 3. I'm just completely saturating all of those ends. The great thing about this color is it gives you the softest, shiniest result. And so we want to make sure that we incorporate all those ends in there. And then we're going to triple fold, 1, 2, and then fold our sides so that we lock this guy into place so he can't move. The next section we're going to do, I'm just going to rotate her a little bit so that you can see back here a little bit better. The next section we're going to do is in this section too. And we're going to do that same thing where we take a diagonal back section, clean up my section a little bit, throw that across the room, grab your second clip because we have butterfingers. And then I'm going to take another slice. But what I'm going to do with this slice is I'm going to weave it pretty heavy, like big, chunky 90s weave. And then I'm going to do that same thing where I put my foil diagonal towards the face. But this time I'm going to brush it up into zone 1. Near her hairline, right up by her part. And then I'm going to take a triangle section and push it up here on this side. And then I'm just going to paint the mid-strand and ends. And then I'm going to take what remaining product I have on my brush here, doesn't seem to be a whole lot, and just lightly push it to blend. Taking my remaining product and just applying it to the mids and ends. Just like that. And then we're gonna fold it again, 1, 2, and then lock in those sides. Excellent. Your whole top section is done. 2 foils. And your whole top section is done. Now, if your client is more of the type of client that likes just the color near their face, or if they just want like a little pop of lightness, you can do this with highlights. You can use the Rusk Ultimate Blonde Lightener and just apply it in the same sections that I'm doing now, and that will give them a opened, I'm awake look without giving them the hassle of having to make multiple appointments, come back, and keep up the regrowth. So now we're going to move on to our back section where we're going to lay 3 foils, and that's it. And I'm actually going to take this hair here and I'm going to pull it away from my back section where I'm going, and I'm just going to clip it out of the way a little bit. Rotate her just a tiny bit more so you can see that back section better. So in this back section, I'm going to throw that across the room. In this back section, I'm going to take a diagonal section, starting at the back hairline. Pull that up out of my way. It's not quite diagonal. You can see those pretty pieces of red in there. It turned out so nice. I'm loving these shades. And throw that across the room too, just while I'm at it. Okay, so we've got our diagonal section here in the back, and I'm just gonna lightly weave it. Less hair in the weave this time than there was in the front. Just overall smaller sections. There will be more hair total in the weave, but they're less chunky. And so this is going right up on that hairline and down at an angle. And I'm coming right about an inch off of that root, off of zone 1. And I'm just brushing it up right into that hairline and kind of leaving the midsection out. And just lightly push it up into there, just to blend it. Once again, completely covering zone 2 and zone 3. Anybody else's allergies killing them, or is it just me? I feel like I can't use my face. Okay. Bend those sides down. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Another diagonal section. About 2 inches up from that first section. We want to try and keep it away from the crown. And we're only going to use one more foil, so I want to be sure that I have enough space. All right, so we've got another diagonal section. And this time we're doing a slice. Right off of zone 1. Just pushing it up on the ends and blending it down. And completely saturating the ends. All right, one more foil. All right. So we're going to take one last diagonal section, about 2 inches above the one we just did, and still about 2 inches away from the top of your crown. So we will get coverage from this hair over this piece. And we're going to chunk it again. And you can do any variation of foiling that you want to. This is just the one technique that I like to give me more of a lived-in hair color. You could do more foil and get more color. You could do less foil. You could do foil in more concentrated places. I'm just going for that all over, just sun-kissed. We got some natural red highlights in our hair. Make everybody wonder how you did it. Was it Mama and Daddy? Or was it Rusk? All right. So that's got her set. The great thing about the Rusk and 10 products is that it only takes 10 minutes processing time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let her process for 10 minutes, and when I come back, I'm gonna show you the finished product. And there you have it, a completely finished lived-in color with little red pieces throughout your interior. So that way when you style it, you get to see all those pretty pops of color, but whenever it's down, it just looks natural and lived in. And the reason that we chose the Rusk and 10 color is because it processes quickly, it works on virgin applications, and it is so shiny, and it makes the hair feel soft and healthy, gives you those beautiful little pops that you're wanting in a quarter of the time. And we were able to do that in just 5 foils today on each side of this head. So 10 total foils and a 10-minute processing time. Think of the amount of money that you can make with just being able to provide more services to more clients. And so I'm going to finish this with just a little bit of Rusk Shine Spray today because we have these beautiful red pieces in here and we really want those to pop. And the easiest way to get those is with some pretty little shine spray. And I'm just going to comb it through. And look at that shine. Look at how soft that hair looks. And I'm gonna pick her up and bring her a little bit closer so you can see. Looks good. Looks so good. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today and learning this amazing lived-in color technique. And I hope that you try out Rusk in 10. It's an incredible product, it's super cost affordable, and it's gonna speed up your time in the salon. Thank you so much.